Hello, Math 8. So today we're going to be talking about y-intercepts. So the substitute should have passed this out to you. It's very important that you follow along with the video because the homework is going to be the formative that follows the same order as what we're doing. So basically we're going to talk about today's learning goal is y-intercept. So where does it cross the y-axis? So this should hopefully be really easy. So if I look at the y-axis, where does it cross the y-axis? Right at 3. So let's do a couple of practice problems and I'll let you try. So look at the first one. Where does the y-axis cross? It crosses it right here at -2. So I'm going to put 0, -2. Where does the y-axis cross on this graph? That's 4. So I'm going to put 0, 4. Where does the y-axis cross on this graph? That's at the same thing. 0, -2. So I'm going to ask the sub to pause the video and give you guys a chance to do 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you're just looking at where it crosses the y-axis, where it intercepts the graph. So go ahead and pause the video now. Okay, so by pressing play, that means everybody's done this. Please make sure you're writing the answers down on your paper because like I said, I am taking a grade on today's assignment. So that crosses the y-axis at 0, so it should be 0, 0. Number 2 crosses the y-axis 1, 2, 3 below 0, so that's 0, -3. 3 crosses the y-axis at 1, 2, 3.5, so 0, -3.5. And 4 crosses the y-axis 1 below 0, 0, so it's 0, -1. Okay, so turn the page. On the back, hopefully you remember this first graph is positive slope. And this is an example of what negative slope looks like, okay? So just as a reminder, in that middle part which says there are 2 characteristics of a linear relationship that give us information about the graph, the slope of the line tells us its steepness and the direction of the line. The y-intercept of the line tells us where the line crosses the y-axis. So one more time, I want to see if you can take a look at part A, find your y-intercept, and then it's going to ask you, what do you notice about the coordinates of that y-intercept? What is the same? I want you to make a t-chart, and then what's different? And ready to press play, press play. Okay, so I know this is crossing it right, the y-axis right here at 3. So I'm just going to come over and put 0, 3. This is going to cross the y-axis at -4. So I'm going to put 0, -4. And then on this line, this is going to cross the y-axis at +1. So I'm going to put 0, 1. Then it says, what's the same with all these 3? They all have an x-coordinate of 0. What's different about them? They all have different y locations, or where the y is going through it. Now on a table, to find, now what we're going to do is we're going to look at the slope of a line. So one more time, if you turn the page, here's your coordinate. You can subtract your coordinates too, which we'll get more into next time. Right now, we're just going to practice making your right triangle that we talked about in class yesterday. I know that my rise here is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks up. I know my run is going to be 1 block over. So my slope is 4/1, or 4. Now I have to find my y-intercept. So remember, that's where it crosses my y-axis. That's right here. So let me kind of erase that so you can see that with me. That's going to be right at -1. So then to write my, to write my equation of my line is it's in the form y equals mx plus b. So m is my slope, b is my y-intercept. So I'm going to write y equals 4x minus 1. Okay, let's try another one. So on 12, my y-intercept is +3. So I'm going to put 3. My slope is going to have a rise of 1 and a run of 3. So that's 1/3. So my equation of the line is y equals 1 over 3x plus 3. Okay, now let's see if you can try 13 and 14, and then we're going to take a look at those two together. So go ahead and pause the video and give students a chance to try 13 and 14. All right, so if I look at the slope here, I'm going to draw my line down. This is going to be negative 2 over 1. My rise, or my fall, is negative 2. My run is 1, so that's negative 2. It crosses my y line at positive 1. So my equation of my line is y equals negative 2x plus 1. All right, for 14, my y-intercept is going to be at negative 4. That's where the line crosses. So I'm going to put negative 4, and then my slope is going to be down 2, and to the right 1, 2, 3. So that's negative 2/3. That means my answer is going to be y equals negative 2/3 x minus 4. So please make sure, once again, you're writing this down because you're going to type it in the formative that I posted. Follows in the same order. So that's basically what the bottom says. Now we're going to take a look at the table. How to find the y-intercept of a table and a graph. So I'm going to introduce this concept, and then we're going to kind of solidify it when I come back on Monday. So first of all, to find the y-intercept of a table, that's wherever this is. So that's going to be at 1. To find the slope, doesn't matter where I put, I need to find the change in y or the change in x. So that's going to be, let's do the bottom. So I'm going to do 2 minus 1 is 1. 5 minus 3 is 2. I know that it's my change in y over my change of x. And so that means my slope is going to be 2 over 1, or 2. So I'm going to write my equation as y equals mx plus b, or y equals 2x plus 1. Okay, let me do one more. Then I'll let you try the next example. So this is my y-intercept because that's where x is 3. Then I'm just going to subtract anywhere along this table to find my slope, because my slope is my rise over my run. So to find the difference. So 3.5 minus 4 is going to give me negative 0.5. Negative 1 minus negative 2 is going to give me positive 1 with the calculator. So my slope is negative 0.5 over 1, which is my m value, or negative 0.5. All right, so if my slope is negative 0.5 and my y-intercept is 3, then to write my equation of my line, it would be y equals negative 0.5x plus 3. Okay, now what I want you to pause the video and do is I want you to try this example. What's your slope? What's your y-intercept or b value? And then can you write your equation of your line? So I'm going to give this substitute 60 seconds to pause the video and write the slope, the y-intercept, and the equation. Okay, so by now I think you've got it. My y-intercept is going to be negative 1. To find my slope, I have to subtract anywhere I want to. So my y is going to be negative 7 minus negative 16. That's going to be 16 minus 7, which I believe is going to give me, my subtractions at the best, 9. Then negative 2 minus 5 is going to give me negative 7. So my slope is the change of y over the change of x. That's going to be 9 over negative 7, or negative 9/7. Oh wait, negative 2 minus, so then if I write my equation, that's y equals negative 9 over 7x minus 1. So it's just getting in the habit of subtracting to find your slope, okay? Okay, so we just did the bottom part, so we're going to kind of skip past that. And now I want to give you a chance to practice one more time. Then we're going to look at that formative. So it says, put it all together. I want the sub to pause the video and give you guys a chance to find your slope, to find your y-intercept, and then to find your equation, okay? So if you could pause the video and give students a chance to do the top part, and then we'll take a look at part C on Monday when I return. So go ahead and pause the video for 60 seconds and then press play when you're ready. Okay, so the y-intercept is going to be negative 4 because that's where x equals 0. The slope, I can subtract anywhere along this line. I'm going to choose my positives. So my slope is equal to my rise over my run. So that means I'm going to say 2 minus 0, which is 2, over 3 minus 2, which is 1. So my slope is 2. My y-intercept is -4. So it's going to be 2x plus -4, or y equals 2x minus 4. So if you've paid attention and worked this out, it should be an easy formative grade. When I come back on Monday, we'll finish this up with part C and the bottom page. We'll recap how to find the y-intercept from a graph table and equation. But make sure you remember that the y-intercept, once again, is just where the graph or line crosses the y-axis. Thanks.